of the water flying into the water.
Video number
Pretty sure
2.
y'all seen the
Video
video a
2.
few years ago
You're making
before AI was super popular. You know we had CGI.
clay
The videos of all
on a
these
bracelet.
crabs.
Balloon say packet colors orange, green, and white.
So all them crabs ain't man-made.
I'm in the place in Mexico where they used to sacrifice people like that. To go in these pyramids, I didn't pay anything because it's Sunday, and I have my Mexican ID. But since you don't, you're gonna pay 210 pesos. That's like $12 around there. So they just told me we won't be able to go under the pyramids because they closed it during COVID. And while you're here, try not to touch. It says no tocar, conserva su distancia. Keep your distance. Whoa, check it out. They even have ancient insect. I'm just kidding. Pretty cool. Look, this is how it was. The Spanish people attacking the Aztecs. I think the Aztecs here. Well, we're gonna see. These are some of the remains of the half-built city. This part of the city is not gated. I think I can touch it. Yeah, this is where the leaders would make announcements.
7
Still,
inches
they don't
long.
need any microphones. Guessing this is where they would stand. Here we supposedly have the people who can book it and offer and book and vomit right here. I'll tell you why there's a church up there. I'm gonna try to get to the top. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now I'm way up here. You can see part of the pyramid. It's underneath all of this. Spaniards found out that they worship a god in this pyramid, so they put a church up there. What an insult to the Aztecs, right? You have the pyramid for your god, and then the Spaniards come and place a Catholic church on top of it, especially on top of the pyramid now.
They're calling Alzheimer's now type 3 diabetes. Type 3 diabetes is insulin resistance in the brain. Our brains get so crack addicted to sugar that even most endocrinologists don't know that the brain manufactures its own insulin. Only the problem is, when you get insulin resistance in the brain, unlike the body where we can actually store sugar in a stored form called glycogen, we can store it in the liver, we actually store it in the muscles. It takes that stored sugar in the form of something called glycogen and puts it back into the bloodstream.
Very, very
The brain doesn't have that exchange. And so there are these little spaces all throughout the brain.
Is it in there?
Neurosynaptic junction. These little voids where nerve endings don't touch, but they stop, and signals jump across this gap. And when these gaps fill with amyloid plaques, and when you get things called neurofibrillary tangles, we say, well, that's the genesis of Alzheimer's. But the truth is, the genesis of it is insulin resistance.
The text that I just sent you, Rob, pop that up. There is anonymous accounts on Craigslist looking for the toughest badasses in the city of Los Angeles, 6,500 to 12,000 per week, and they describe exactly what you're going to do. You're going to kick ass. You're going to do this. We'll give you high pressure, no risk, no room for hesitation. Need individuals who do not break, panic, or fold under stress. They're recruiting people to be part of the.
How do you know this is tied to that?
The response is from LA, and they took it down. It went they took it down last night in LA.
But how do you know? How do you know this is them then? So they're asking these guys to go do the damages.
In the area, this supposedly popped up 2 days ago.
So when you have someone like Ricky Gervais who says there are 30,000 religions out there, you really think yours is true? That's like standing in front of a judge and saying there are 30,000 people in this town. You really think this guy's the guy who did it? Well, it depends what the evidence is, right? And so it's not just arbitrary. We didn't just pick a random person and put him on trial. There's evidence that actually points to whether that person is guilty or not. And so when I'm looking at the historical evidence, we can look at the Dead Sea Scrolls and we can see their fidelity to 1,000 years later, and that being so close that it's staggering sometimes. And I have a couple of late 2nd, early 3rd century copies of the Gospels. I'm looking at it, I'm reading the Greek, and when I'm sight translating it, and I look at my English Bible, I'm like, guess what? I might as well just open this up. Because the connectivity is just there. Now, that's not to say there aren't differences in spelling, word order, or variances. Those do exist, but it's just the fidelity is just so mind-blowing to me personally.
You're not getting better. You're being managed. Medication for pain, medication for sleep, medication for the side effects of the first medication. This is normal now. You return every month, refill the prescription, describe the same symptoms, get the same response. The system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. You're not a patient, you're a subscription. Most people never noticed when sickness became the business model.
That's what happened with the Skinwalker Ranch. There was an innate phenomenon there. A bunch of guys operating with Robert Bigelow set up some electronics that ran the ranch off, so they forcibly bought it. And then they set up all these weird electromagnetic phenomena there. And I know how they did it. Same thing with the Bradshaw Ranch. I've had my people scouted out. They're guys all dressed in black down below a hill, and it's a complete black site. I don't know if it's CIA or corporate. So this happens all the time. If you have an area that has an innate phenomenon going on, those will get taken over and turn into a black site that's human. And then the public gets gaslit, deceived about all the phenomenon there. They ran off the people in the Bradshaw Ranch, same thing with Skinwalker. This is the high end of stagecraft.
Basically, people would come and report they would see weird shit in the water, right? And all of the locals around there, they say, look, don't talk about the mermaids because it's going to scare the tourism business away. But they have signs on every tourism, right? That say, do not go into the water after dark. And everybody compound got electric wired fence around it. So they all trying to keep something out.
The shrimp is from India. And they're selling it for $35 from India. Far. Can you imagine? What are these people thinking?
You go to a Sam's or a Costco, they sell gift cards. Figure out what I'm about to say. They sell a $75 gift card to Texas Roadhouse. Yeah. For $49.99. Right. You buy that and then turn around and sell it in Fairmont Glitch. I have $75 to Texas Roadhouse. And the best part is, you can even swindle and be like, you know what, brother, I'm gonna cut you a deal. This is $75 cold hard cash for those sweet cinnamon rolls. I'll give it to you for $70. $5 off. And then he pays you, you pocket $20. And then who's to tell me I'm not going to go back and buy every single gift card? I will spend a $10,000 bill at Sam's to get all the gift cards they own, and then go on a hunt to sell all of them to come up $2,000. It's like the lowest tier of money laundering. That is the lowest tier of money laundering, but it's a glitch. That is a real life glitch. They have that. We don't advise. Go to your Sam's.